Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where, we're starting over, but we started off pretty well, honestly. Let's go ahead and tick forward, get our repairs done. Oh yeah, our stash. I forgot about this. Let's see what we got. A stiletto. Okay, those are pretty fast. Sure.
Ready to fight, Commander.
Let's see what that starts with. I actually don't know what the stock loadout of this guy is. Stilettos don't carry much for weapons, that's for sure. 3 missile hardpoints, and it is an LRM-5 Longfire, SRM-2 Streak, and a second SRM-2 Streak. Yeah, that is not very, not very effective, in all honesty. But it's okay. Let's go ahead and tick forward here and finish up repairing our Vulcan and Centurion.
Job's done, Commander.
There we go. And we still have our mech warriors that are about 5 days from getting unfatigued. Let's just go ahead and bring them back. I don't want to get too many people hooked up with affinities this early on, if I can at all help it. So yeah, we have some backups here, but I would prefer to not utilize them until necessary. Or until we actually have something to put them in. So for now, we can have LaFay take some gunnery. That is definitely something that she needs. And...
I'm here.
Okay, yep, that looks good. So I think we're ready to deploy at this point then. Let's see what we've got here. 800k for a battle? A ComStar Lance? Well, as you probably noticed from the thumbnail here, I actually want to align with ComStar, so we should maybe... These are much more difficult. This one, though, this defend base might work. Yeah. Excellent opportunity to take payment in salvage rights. I actually agree with that. Yep, that's a double priority salvage. We'll take it. Let's go. Come on, Space AT&T. Let's do this. Should we deploy our stiletto here? We'll get to see just how bad stilettos are. At least stock stilettos. I'll have to experiment with that one. We can put boot camp into that. That would be okay. And this is, of course, only a vehicle slot, I believe. Yeah, that's only a vehicle slot. We don't have a vehicle to put in there, so this will have to do. And that'll be fine. A defend base could be a little bit spicy right now. We'll have to see. We may end up having to bail on it. Hopefully not. But I do want to align with ComStar here, just because of the meme value. Good old Space AT&T. These guys must not have paid their bills. It'll be great. Trust me, it'll be great. There will be absolutely no word of Blake here. Only ComStar. Fantastic. So, this is a defend base, but I didn't actually look at what biome this was. We need to defend the ComStar base, of course. Our munitions factory on Outreach is under threat because of a rumor about a cache of Star League equipment at the site. This malicious gossip about Lost Tech has brought hungry wolves to our door. We've arranged for a garrison force to be moved into place, but we need mercenary units to protect the factory until our forces arrive. Setting aside the rumors of Lost Tech, this contract is an excellent opportunity to take payment in mech parts and salvage rights, as ComStar mech techs are on site for recovery. Indeed, and also, this is ComStar, so they probably do have a cache of Star League equipment.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, so this is a pretty defensible location. Wolves over here, okay. Hold them off. Yep, we've got some allies over this way. Additional support. Point defenses offline. Of course, we need to escort in a convoy. That convoy is a ways away, and they're over towards the enemy drop point. So maybe we drop in, like, over here-ish? Something along the lines of... I don't like that. Something along the lines of this, so that we can provide cover as they go up this way. Okay.
I think I just stepped in some...
That is a mobile HQ and a Bailey. Sure. I don't see any enemies. These are ComStar units up here. I don't see enemies. We're going to reserve here. They're going to make their way up the hill. I'm going to keep reserving.
I'll be waiting.
That's a ComStar land air mech. There's Steiners out there somewhere. There they are. Okay. Now we can move in.
Waiting for
Our Raven is going to position right over here, and we're going to narc this guy. Now our hit odds are bad. Ooh, we could go for this guy too. That is an Inner Sphere standard. Okay. 11.7, 5.8. We'll go for the Skulker. I'm not super happy about it, but it'll do. Got a couple of narcs attached. Good.
Yeah?
Next, our Centurion is going to move up here.
Understood.
And we're going to go for that Skulker as well. Our hit odds aren't great, but let's see.
Roger.
5 damage. Okay. Not fantastic. We're going to sprint up with our Vulcan here. I was mostly hoping to get eyes on additional Steiner units. Also, another good reason to ally with ComStar is their standard lance is 6. So, in theory, we should have more allies and fewer enemies doing it this way. That's a thing. Okay, 25 damage to that Skulker. Sure. We do see an Ignis there. Okay.
Let's do this.
Our Stiletto can move on up over here.
Move order
Okay, just checking hit odds. Sure. This is on the Ignis. Oh, for some reason I thought that this was on the Skulker. Okay, I guess we'll go for the Ignis.
Firing all weapons.
And we didn't hit it.
Negative damage.
But that's fine.
Negative damage.
We, of course, are not
Good to go.
really expecting too much here. However, I am going to move in over here and go for the actual attack on this Inner Sphere standard.
Confirmed.
The hit odds aren't the best, but I would love to armor shred this.
Affirmative.
Okay, we didn't hit anything. That is unfortunate.
Reporting negative damage.
Okay, this is of course only the Vanguard unit. It just moved up. Interesting. Land Airback moves over, fires on the Skulker, does not do any damage. The Bailey moves in, the turrets are now online. Fantastic. Rotunda doesn't do anything. Mobile HQ attacks the Skulker, does 25 damage.
I'm under heavy fire here.
And actually, I believe backstabs our Centurion. Yes, it does. Rude.
Good to go.
Our Raven is going to move... Actually, it's going to stay exactly put. Because I want to fire on this Inner Sphere standard over here. Except that we don't actually have the range I thought we did. But I think it's fine. I think we still fire this.
Engaging with target.
Yep. Got 10 narcs on there. I like it.
Good to go.
The Stiletto is going to move up over here. The LRM-5 Longfire is really weird to have in a Stiletto. Like, really, really weird. We're going to come in behind this guy, sprint it up, and we're just going to go for the SRM-2 Streak Backstab. Ultimately, we're going to drop the Longfire and go for SRMs on this for sure.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Okay. Next up is, of course, our Scimitar, who's going to do pretty much the same exact move. We're going to go back here, and we're going to light this guy up. I'm going to fire the Deadfires, but they're not going to be very effective. Okay.
Reporting critical hit.
Excellent. Next up is going to be their vehicles, which actually reserved.
I'm here.
The Centurion is going to move up over here.
Let's move.
Excellent. And we will light into the Skulker. Hopefully, we don't backstab our Vulcan.
I'm taking this job.
And we didn't. Good. I was a little concerned there.
Move her down.
Okay.
Talk to me.
A Mech Warrior is now going to come up here and melee attack the Ignis. And it'll have to be Front Arc. Front Arc is not ideal here under any circumstances, but it's what we're going to do. We did miss the melee attack. Unfortunate. We did do a fair amount of front arc damage there, but overall, that wasn't great. Some missiles going in on the inner sphere standard there. Okay, it did a little splash damage to us. But it also did a little damage to the battle armor. So that's great. We'll allow it. Okay. Enemy turn, the battle armor moves out of the fire. And takes some burn damage and doesn't do anything. Okay.
Orders.
That's completely fine by me. Wondering what our ideal range is looking like. Yeah. This Raven's ideal range is kind of all over the place, in all honesty. I think we'll just come in over here like this and just engage this guy front on. We don't have anything other than Narc, so... Yeah. That'll do. We'll see what the land air mech decides to do. Fires on the inner sphere standard, gets 5 internal damage. The Rotunda doesn't do anything at all.
Receiving you.
The Stiletto is going to come over here and try to finish off the inner sphere standard with a backstab. It may or may not work. I'm not going to fire the LRM-5.
Firing.
Okay, we missed everything there. That is not great, if I'm honest. We could jump over here with the Vulcan, though, and that's what we're going to do. I want this battle armor dead.
Roger that.
And there we go. It is dead.
Battle mech down.
Good. The Ultra AC-5 is now unjammed. The Bailey comes on down.
Standing
The
by.
Centurion is going to come into side arc of the Ignis, and we're going to fire the AC-20, and we may well kill it here.
Firing.
And we didn't. Okay.
Ready
That's
to
fine.
get it
The
on.
Scimitar is going to come in over here into ideal range for the dead fires. There we go. A good backstab there. A little bit of armor shred from our friend the turret. We'll see what the Ignis does. Moves out of the fire. Does 2 damage to the Vulcan. Okay, we don't
Damage
care.
is light.
No damage from the turret there.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
Oh, they're landing right here. Okay, well that's another inner sphere standard. And we see a Pegasus and an Adder. And there must be another one somewhere, but I'm not sure where yet.
Ready for
That means that we don't need to back off, so that's pretty great. Let's move up here with our Raven, I think. Or maybe somewhere where we have direct LOS. Which we kind of don't get.
Got it.
We're just going to move up here with... Oh, hello. I found the others. There's a Sling and a Sentinel. Okay. We're going to go for the Sling here.
On.
We did get a Narc in there. That's great. Mobile HQ moves up. Fires on the Ignis but misses. Sure.
I've got your back.
Our Vulcan is going to, I think, come up this way to engage these guys, although we don't get LOS. So we're actually going to come back here and hit the Ignis with the Ultra AC from the rear arc. This may well kill it. And it did. Good.
Never stood a chance.
Okay. So, we now know that there's these two, and there's these two. So that's their full lance. Actually, no, there's 3. So there's 2 lances in total. Okay. That's not too bad, though. Some damage to the inner sphere standard there. A lot of phase 16 movers. The Sentinel moves up, fires on the mobile HQ. It misses. That's fine.
I'm here.
The Centurion is going to... I would love to charge up this hill, but we just don't get LOS there because this dips back down. Okay, so I guess we'll just position here then.
On my way.
And AC-20 hit odds are not worth firing. Yeah, that's definitely a full lance up there with a couple of mediums. Okay, We'll just see about armor shredding this Sentinel a bit. 8 damage. That'll do. The Rotunda is engaging this Lance. It's not going to last long, in all honesty. But maybe long enough. No hits there. Okay, the Wasp moves up. They have mostly moved at this point. The Adder is attacking the mobile HQ. Interesting. That sounded like mag shots, but it had a splash damage to it. Okay.
Commander.
The Stiletto is going to make his way up here and engage this Adder.
No shooting, just running.
At this range, the long fire isn't going to be very effective. And that's okay. Honestly, I'm just going to Vigilance it. And call it good. We're not going to fire. We're going to get around behind the Adder. Pegasus is moving off over this way to back up the Inner Sphere Standard. Sure.
Yes, Commander.
I'm going to take the Scimitar all the way up over here. We're just getting into position this round, mostly. Phase 13. That'll be one of these guys. Dervish. Okay. Firing on the Bailey. We don't care. It has AMS anyway. It does no damage. Sure. That was a lot of damage to that sling. I like it. They might actually kill that sling if they keep focusing on it like that. Okay, phase 20. Inner Sphere Standard moves up. Does not fire. Phase 19. Who is moving right now? It is the Wasp Land Air Mech. Go for the sling, maybe? Yeah. More armor shred. He can't keep that up, that sling can't. Absolutely not. It's getting absolutely shredded right now. The Dervish on the Bailey does a little damage. We don't care. That is irrelevant to us. Okay. The Stiletto is, of course, going to come into rear arc of the Adder, although I'd like to sit back, like, a little further than this. Like, ideally, something like here. And in fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to sit right there, and we're going to hit this guy in his rear arc. SRM-2s are not very effective, but yeah. It's about what I expected. Bailey moves up.
Talk to me.
The Vulcan is going to move up into his side arc here. Although I'm going to jump back a little bit further for ideal range.
Taking to the air.
There we go. And maybe I just brace here. Or maybe we don't fire the AC-5 and the Flamer, but we do fire like just the medium laser and machine gun.
Copy that.
Sure. We don't expect to hit that, in all honesty. Phase 16. That'll be one of these guys up here. That'll be the sling, actually. Firing on the Raven. I don't like that, but they missed entirely, so that's fine. No worries there.
Yes, Commander.
The Raven is going to make its way up over this way. I would love to get up here, and in fact, I think I will. I think I'll position here.
All an ass.
We may go for the side arc attack on the Inner Sphere Standard, and I think we will. We'll just not fire the LRM-15. Ah, yeah, 6 damage. Okay, phase 14. That'll be the Adder and the Sentinel. Firing on the mobile HQ again, and missing again. Sure. That's fine. No concerns there. The Adder backs off. That's actually ideal for us. That's less ideal. Gets those shots off on the Stiletto. But not a lot of armor shred there. That could have been far worse. Far, far worse.
Standing by.
Our Centurion is going to come in here. And I think we go for the rear arc kick on the Inner Sphere Standard here. I really, really do. Our hit odds are real bad, though, because a fire started here. Okay, let's give it a go.
Understood.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by that. Yep. Sad.
Negative damage.
I was really hoping that that would do a little better. We'll move up with the scimitar,
No problem. On my way.
and we'll see about hit odds here. 30%. Actually, hit odds are better on the adder. So we'll go for the adder here. The adder doesn't have much for rear arc armor either. So that's a structure exposure. Okay, they're firing on that wasp. That's a great target to hit too. Get that sweet, sweet armor shred. Once again, armor shred on that dervish. Those turrets doing work. I like it. The Inner standard moves up. It doesn't fire again. It should have fired that round.
Waiting for orders.
It absolutely should have fired that round. We're going to move the stiletto over here, get in behind that adder, which does, of course, have exposed structure. I'll not fire the LRM-15 here. I do want to rework this, for sure.
One in the back.
An engine crit there, but when he said one in the back, he wasn't kidding. Okay, they missed the Inner Sphere Standard. That's fine.
Standing by.
It's now our Raven's turn, and the Raven is going to move up here as well. We're going to start crit
Copy
fishing
that.
in the rear arc of this adder. And I am going to fire the LRM-15s here.
Aye, aye.
There's some crits.
Reporting critical hit.
Okay. Next up, we'll see who moves. Land Air Mech. Fires on the Wasp. Good target. That is a good target. Took out that left arm. Next up
I've got your back.
is the Vulcan, which can get into rear arc of the Pegasus, and I think we'll take that. We'll move the Vulcan up to here and go for the Pegasus. Yeah, these hit odds are plenty good. And we missed almost everything, but it's fine. Exciting stuff, that. Sentinel moves up, fires on the mobile HQ again, and we still don't care. It still does not hit. Phase 16, that is going to be the adder moving, and that we do care a bit about. Also, the sling fires on the mobile HQ, does nothing. Sure. And what is next? Yep, the adder. Of all of the targets it went for the Vulcan, which was in cover and had decent armor. It could have gone for rear arc on the stiletto. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to complain about that. Some damage to the Sentinel. Okay. No worries there. That is a very good thing for us. Dervish moves up. Does nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Okay, the Centurion is going to come in for the rear arc attack on the battle armor again. These are still terrible hit odds. Just because target moved. Wait. Moving from here to here is 5 evasion? I mean, I guess it is a tiny little battle armor, but even so, that is a ludicrous amount of evasion for basically no movement. Or actually, it was here previously. Remember, we melee'd it, so it was there and it moved there for 5 evasion. Ridiculous. Well, it can't keep this up forever. And we actually did get the hit there, which made it unsteady. That's huge. That, of course, means that we kill it because of the AC-20 hit. That was very lucky that we got the melee hit there. Not as lucky that we got the AC-20 hit. Still a little lucky that it went into the CT, but not bad. The Wasp fires on the Centurion. Not like we care. Okay, next up is the Scimitar. The Scimitar is going to come in to the rear arc of the adder. Absolutely. And once there,
Maximum speed.
we're going to hit this guy as hard as we can in his rear arc, going for crit fishing.
All weapons on go.
We did get an Engine Core 210 crit there.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Okay. Not the best, but it could have been worse. Pegasus attacking the Raven. That, I think, was through armor there. I'm not 100% that was through armor, but I think so. That's the sling dead. Fantastic. The Wasp is not going to last much longer either. Yeah, it's very close to dead, that Wasp.
Oh, yeah.
That is the target that the land air mech should absolutely be focusing on. So, unfortunately, the adder moves immediately in this round. Fortunately for us, it decided to go for a building. That was a
Commander.
interesting choice. Let's see, is this technically rear arc? Yes, this is technically rear arc. Do it.
On the move.
We did miss the melee, but that's not shocking. And we missed the SRMs as well. Again, with the not shocking. Okay, they're firing on the Dervish. A little bit of armor reduction there. Phase 17. Who's their Phase 17 mover? It's one of these guys up here. The Dervish. Okay. Firing on the Rotunda, doing a little damage. We don't care.
Receiving you.
So the Raven did take some rear arc damage there, and that does actually impact our decision making here a bit. Let's see, that's our Scimitar there. That's the adder there. Did we blow up the vehicle? I feel like we did blow up the vehicle. Yeah, we absolutely did. So I'm actually going to... Or no, the Pegasus is over here. Never mind. I'm actually going to come over this way, I think. And position, like, somewhere over here. Where hopefully they won't rear arc us. Yeah, our hit odds aren't the best on the Pegasus, but
Firing all weapons.
we'll see what we get. That'll be fine. A little bit more damage to the Pegasus from our friend there. Phase 15. They still have... It feels like they still have numbers on us, but I don't actually think they do. Well, not if you count our allies and our turrets, for sure. Okay, so this is going to be coming in on the right side, right? This is actually the left side. We want to come in from this side over here to hit its weak side.
Confirmed.
Boop. One dead vehicle.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Okay. So there's that dead.
Vehicle trashed.
So we've almost got 2 lances killed here. And like a 3/4 of one to go. Actually more like half. What with the damage on that wasp. It moves up, does not fire.
How can I help?
A mech warrior, you can absolutely come in over here and light up that adder's rear arc. These are not great hit odds on the Ultra AC5.
Aye, aye.
We actually did hit one of them though. And that's actually an engine destruction. Perfect.
That's one less hostile.
So that is this lance completely eliminated. There's 1 lance to go, and their wasp is pretty low already. That sentinel is going to take a few hits, for sure. He is looking fairly exposed, as is their dervish. Okay, so our scimitar is absolutely going to make its way up here. We're going to close in as close as we can, and we're probably just going to try to light up this wasp here with standard ammo. And that's actually a dead wasp. I didn't expect that, but sure. Half of the targets to go. Just a couple of mediums at this point. A little bit of mortar damage on that dervish, but that's not going to do too much. They sensor locked it, unfortunately. That actually does do a pretty good amount of armor shred. As does that. Okay. Now we're in a much better position. Up we come, and the question is, do we target the Sentinel or the Dervish first? And I think the answer is very clearly the Dervish.
Firing on target.
And that's some narcs. Fantastic.
Good to go.
Stiletto is, of course, going to move up. It can't sprint currently. And so we're going to fire on the Dervish with our SRMs and LRMs, make use of those sweet, sweet narcs. There we go.
Talk to me.
And our Vulcan is going to sprint in as close as it can as well. And hit that Dervish with the Ultra AC5, if you can.
Changing target.
That's 2 hits. That's big. The Bailey moves up, also fires on the Dervish. Is that a knockdown? That's an arm destruction, not a knockdown. I was hoping that was a leg destruction. But no, the dervish will move now. But he is not feeling so good right now. Couple of hits on the rotunda, not like we care. And that's a lot of damage to that dervish internally. Excellent.
Aye, aye.
The Centurion is actually not going to sprint here. We're going to close into here.
Acknowledged.
And I think we hit this guy with the LRM-10. Right in his weak side.
I'm on it.
Nice. Allies, what else do you got? The Wasp land air mech fires on the dervish's strong side. Not ideal. That's also not ideal. Okay. Let's see what the Sentinel decides to do here. Fires on the Bailey. Sure.
Standing by.
We are, of course, going to close in with our Scimitar as much as we can.
Double time. Let's go.
And we're going to go for the weak side on that dervish. Light him up. I think we're probably still better off with standard ammo. Yes, we are. I actually thought that was going to be a kill, but not quite. They're deciding to armor shred the Sentinel here, and that's a reasonable choice. That was a reasonable choice, too. Honestly, hitting either of these is completely reasonable as far as I'm concerned. As long as they don't sensor lock, they can't really make a bad choice.
Receiving you.
The Stiletto is going to close in over here into this weak side here. Actually, this was a great looking position. Actually, this is an even better one.
Just running.
There we go. Only 19 armor there. I mean, the front armor is super weak too, but very nice. Actually, that's an ejection. I didn't expect him to eject, but we'll take it. The Vulcan is going to close in as much as it can over here. We'll see if we can hit this guy with the Ultra AC-5. Probably not.
Say goodbye.
Yeah. That's fine.
That's a clean miss.
Indeed it is. However, they're going to focus very hard on this guy now. It's a melee. That's a melee attack. And an effective one at that. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
The Raven is going to move up. And we're going to look to put narcs on this guy. We could actually kill him here. And I think he will die.
I'm here.
We're going to move up with our Centurion. I believe this is still out of AC-20 range. Yes, it is. The LRM-10 could easily kill him.
From position.
That's a gyro crit. Okay.
Scored a critical hit.
Sadly, he moves right now. I would have preferred that we get to move in with our Scimitar first. Fires on the Stiletto, does not break the armor. Sure. Rotunda doesn't do anything. This is about what we expect. And front arc is completely fine by me on this guy. Do we have an unobstructed front arc? Actually, we do. Literally right here. Do it.
Roger. Full speed.
Obviously, we use Deadfire LRMs here. Actually, we still have better hit odds with standard, even point blank. And there we go. That is one defended ComStar base. Fantastic.
Mission successful.
And honestly, the Sentinel and Dervish wouldn't be bad salvage for us. We'll see what's available. But overall, that went very well. I'm quite pleased with that. I do think that we need to change the loadout of the Stiletto. There's no doubt about that one. You took a head hit, but you're uninjured. Good job, Guts Roll. Or maybe a cockpit upgrade? No, that's just a standard cockpit. Okay. Well, I would not mind some of these Dervish parts. That's for sure. I think we go for the Dervish parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then beyond that, we could go for... Let's see, these are just the battle armor Gauss rifles, right? Anti-personnel, yeah. maybe we go for something like this guy. Hyper Assault Gauss Rifle? Or an Engine Core 275. That's not too bad. Artemis 2 FCS. We could go for that, but we don't really have any Artemis to use with it currently. We'll get more Artemis FCS. Missile range sensors. Now that I like. We'll take that. Absolutely. Got a couple of adder parts out of there too. That's pretty nice. Now we don't have the parts to do what I want to do for the stiletto yet, so we'll have to leave it as is until we start to get ourselves some things like Streak SRM4s. Maybe we can cram a couple of Streak SRM6s on there. That would be funny. We'll see if we can. However, we will have to see how much this costs to repair. It is, of course, time to put a cut in here as well. So as soon as we know what this is going to cost to repair, I will go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time when we cry about it taking 10 days for the repairs. Oof. Well, overall, that's not all that bad, all things considered. See you all next time.